Hello everybody, Assalamu alaikum. Let's continue with our review. Okay, so last day we were doing factors of production. We did factors of production, sectors of economy, production. So let's start with this one. Okay, so we were doing this that cost is basically there are two types of cost: fixed cost and variable cost. Variable cost are the one that changes over as output changes, and fixed cost remains same. It does not change as output changes. Okay? And total cost is basically the total fixed cost plus total variable cost. And average cost is total cost divided by output. Okay, so by this we can get the per unit cost. Okay, and total revenue is price multiplied by quantity. Okay, so if we multiply price with the per unit price with the quantity, we will get total revenue. And to get profit or loss, we will deduct total cost from total revenue. We will get profit or loss. If the total revenue is more than total cost, there will be profit. And if the total cost is more, then it will be a loss. Okay, so that's it. Okay, next in the next chapter, it's a very important one. So in the previous chapter we'll get mathematical questions. Okay, so there are lots of questions in the in your book and also in the question paper, so go through them. I think you'll find them easy. Okay, then next chapter is also very important: economics of scale and diseconomics of scale. So economics of scale is basically when the farm increases the production. Okay, and then what happens? Average cost starts to fall. We already did the formula of average cost. Cost is basically the total cost divided by output. Okay, so that's why when we did increasing the quantity, the value of the average cost is falling. Okay, so economics is cost is a very good thing. So so if you observe the curve uh, of the average cost, it will look like this, like a U, right? Okay. So it's like a U. And the lowest point is known as minimum efficient scale. Okay, so this is the lowest point of economics of scale. So if all firms try to achieve this point, the minimum cost at this point, the cost will be the minimum. Okay, so minimum cost will lead to more profit. Okay, so that's a very good point. Okay, so and but yeah, see this thing, like up to this part is economies of scale, but see, after a certain period of time, after the minimum efficient scale, if we increase the production, the average cost starts to rise again. So this is a situation when the farms become too large, and average cost starts to rise again. Okay, so that's the situation. So this economies of scale is not a good thing. So firms will be in trouble if they suffer from this economies of scale. Okay, so economies of scale, there are like two types, mainly internal economies of scale and external economies of scale. Internal economies of scale means that what's happening? Yeah, when a farm is expanding by its own resources, that's internal economies of scale. And external economies of scale means like when the industry is expanding. Okay, all the farms in the industry will improve. Okay, okay, Mashiat Sharaf, you said assalamu alaikum. Walaikum salam. Thank you. Okay. Uh, okay, Ham, please let me know if you are facing any problem or any clarification. Okay, so next we have the type of economics of scale. So in the type of economics of scale, we did internal economics. So the internal economics of scales takes place for certain reasons. Suppose this one, let's go through this. Purchasing economics of scale. So purchasing economics scales means that when the firms are buying in large quantity, suppose they're buying raw materials in large quantity, and so at that time they will enjoy discounts. So these discounts will lead to lower price, lower cost. Okay, so that's again the average cost will fall because of buying in large quantity. And then we have marketing economies of scale. It means like it can be achieved like, let me give you an example, like if you have your own delivery vehicle, then you can use the body. You can use the body of the vehicle for free advertisement. Okay. Then again, so that's marketing. Marketing. Okay. So again, this is a financial economics of scale. Next, managerial economics of scale. You can have or you can. Okay. Faiza Kabir from me said good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Okay, thank you. Okay, good morning, everybody. It's a nice morning. Yeah, okay, okay. Now let's get back to our class. Okay, so we have managerial economies of scale. That means like if you can hire a specialized manager, an experienced manager who knows how to reduce the cost. Okay, so this will be very helpful for the firms to reduce the average cost. Then we have risk-bearing economics. That means that risk-bearing economics means like if you can increase the variety or your product portfolio, then what will happen? Then as you have multiple type of products in the market, your risk may fall. Okay, okay. Next is the external economics of scale. It includes advantages when the farms, when the industry expands. This kind of advantage are enjoyed. Okay, so we have like skilled labor. If the industry have skilled labor because of the rise in the education or training, then the supply of skilled labor will be available in the market. Okay, so this again will increase the yeah, productivity, reduce the cost. So for the firms in all the firms in the industry will enjoy this supply of skilled labor. Okay, so average cost will fall. Next, we have infrastructure. Infrastructure development means like roads, rails, ports, buildings. So this kind of thing will improve the uh, in a, infrastructure as well as reduce the transportation cost, the time taken by the farms to transport the goods and services, goods and raw materials. So this will again reduce the average cost. Then we have like ancillary and commercial services, like that and other useful or helpful or related industries related to your industry. So if those develops, then your one will also mm, uh, receive help or reduce their cost. Like suppose your industry suppose you have like cleaning industry, baking industry, insurance industry, waste disposal, distribution, maintenance. So if this helpful or related industry develops, then all the other firms that are dependent on these institutes or these firms, they will also develop and reduce their cost. And then cooperation. If there is a friendly atmosphere between the suppliers, if you're, then your customers, then what will happen? You'll receive a cooperation, so which will again help you to reduce the average cost. Okay, next we have yeah. Desequence. Okay, so then desequence scale. There are some of the causes of desequence scale, like bureaucracy. We have bureaucracy. Then like bureaucracy means like when the when the too much decision making is taken because of sorry if too much resources are used in decision making process, it will lead to bureaucracy, like it will take lots of time, energy and money to take a single decision. Okay, so that's a problem. So this bureaucracy can also increase the average cost, and as you're taking too much time or the process is too slow. Okay, then again we have labor relationship when becomes worse if the number of labor is too much. Okay, so that's again a problem. Then control and coordination, controlling become difficult. Coordination becomes very difficult for the farms when the number of labor, the number of branches, factories are increasing. Okay, so it may also lead to DC economies of scale. Okay. Okay, so this is a very important chapter. So I'm going quickly forwarding to the next chapter. So we have productivity. And so, okay, okay, another good morning from Samin Yasir Haq. Thank you. Okay, so productivity. So productivity means like output per input. That's a very important thing for any farm. So if output per input rises, so that's a very good thing for the farm. And they can increase the output, they can also reduce the cost, and lots of other benefits are there. So this chapter focuses on like how to improve the productivity. Suppose productivity of land. This is an important resources, natural resources. So how can we improve them? We can use fertilizer, pesticides, which will increase the output. Then irrigation and drainage system. They will let the land receive enough water, or take away the excess amount of water from the land. Then we have genetically modified crops. Okay, so this kind of technology will help farms to increase the output. Okay, next, labor productivity can be improved by providing training, education. Then also you can provide job rotation. Right, if you can rotate the jobs, what happens remember division of labor? One of the disadvantage of division of labor was the worker became very demotivated by doing the repetitive job. So if you can rotate and change the jobs, then the motivation will increase. Then we have team working. So when team working is there, so workers get motivated to work and try to compete with each other. Then empowerment, like if you provide decision making power to your labor, sometimes they will get motivated as well. Okay, and then you can also improve the working practices, like changing factory layout, or provide flexibility to the labor, or use lean production. Lean production is like a production methods which can help us to reduce the cost or reduce waste. Then we talked about elevation and training as well. Okay, then okay, so that's it. Then we can so in all the sectors, like primary, tertiary, secondary, we can use technology which can increase the output. So I'm not getting into details of these topics. Okay, and go through them. These are very understandable topics. Okay, and next we have externalities. So externalities is one of the main reason of market failure. Remember, market failure was when market leads to inefficiency. Okay, so this is a situation when externalities are caused because of the spillover effect. I like that. If the like when the producer or consumers are affecting the third party. That means the people who are not producing or consuming, they get affected. This kind of situation is known as externalities. So it can be positive or negative. Like negative includes like traffic congestion. Like think about it when you're buying a car. Okay, it's yeah, you were consuming it. The Toyota maybe they produced it, but other people who are not producing or consuming, they're suffering, right? Think about traffic congestion because of you, because of your car. It's creating a traffic congestion. And then noise pollution when you're honking your car horns. Then air pollution when you're emitting this harmful air. Then water pollution can be there, like you can drop chemicals or other harmful oil in the nature. Okay, so that's again a problem. So any kind of production or consumption that leads to this kind of pollution is our example of negative externalities. Then positive externalities is like let's stick with the same example. Like when you're buying a car, what's happening? You are providing free lift to your family and friend. So what's happening? That they are not not paying for your car, or but they're receiving or enjoying the car, right? For free. So that's an example of positive externalities, right? Then you're providing job to your driver, or other people are earning, maybe your garage or other people, they are earning because of your consumption of the car, right? And so these are again examples of positive externalities, like job creation, site development, training and education, research and development, new technology. So whenever these are produced or consumed, some of the activity, economic production or consumption leads to a better thing to other people. Okay. So those people who are not producing or consuming, these are, so these positive effects are known as positive externalities. Okay. So there's a formula here, a very simple formula, so that you can understand it better. Like social cost, like the total cost bear by the whole society. It includes what's private cost. That means the cost you bear when you bought the car. And external cost includes all the other costs beared by all the other people in the society, like who are suffering because of your production or consumption. Okay, so if you add your cost with all the other people's cost, you'll get the total cost, which is the social cost. And same here, social benefit is the total benefit beared by the society, enjoyed by the society. Private benefit is the one you were supposed to enjoy, the producer or consumer. And external benefit are the other benefits to the people who are not producing or consuming. Okay, so if you add them up, you'll get all the total benefit enjoyed by the society. Okay, so government deals with the situation in the following ways, like taxation. Like government can impose tax on activities which are providing what negative externalities like pollution. And they can at the same time provide subsidies to activities which are against pollution, or setting up example against pollution. Or they can also provide subsidies to yeah, environment friendly things like productions. Okay, and also to those activities which are having positive externalities. Okay. Next, we have fines. Okay. So fines are there, like fines means like government can punish those who are destroying the environment or polluting. Then government regulation, that government can come up with laws. And also there are other measures like that are, so government deals with this situation very seriously. Okay, thank you everybody. That's all for today.